Welcome back to the BBQ Beautiful Podcast, where we talk all things smoked meat and so much more, including hilarious stories about our farm-to-table lifestyle and our love of the outdoors. Be sure to tune in till the end of today's episode for this week's feature recipe and how to qualify for the BBQ Brag to Win giveaway contest. Episode 4, let's do this. Welcome back to the BBQ Beautiful Podcast. This is Trevor, and today we're diving headfirst into a barbecuing conundrum. Barbecuing in the frigid, snow-covered wilderness of northern Canada. That's right, while everybody else is huddled under their blankets, binge-watching their third season of a show they don't remember starting, we're here smoking butts, briskets, and ribs in a blizzard. So get your long johns on and maybe a hot toddy or two. Let's go. Barbecuing in winter might sound like a recipe for frostbite, but there's something downright amazing about standing by a grill in the snow. You can almost hear Mother Nature chuckling as she wonders what on earth you're doing while she's busy throwing sub-zero temperatures at us. But trust me, once the aroma of smoked meat fills the air, you'll forget all about the fact that your toes are slowly turning to ice cubes. First, let's talk about the weather. Northern Canada isn't exactly known for its mild winters. We're talking temperatures plummeting to a spine-tingling minus 40 or lower. If you thought grilling in the summer was tough, try doing it while your breath is visible enough to sign your name in the air in a blanket of ice fog. Now, this kind of cold isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's an obstacle course for your grilling techniques. Gas grills can be temperamental in the cold. Charcoal can be hard to start, and the trusty offsets will burn through the wood. But in today's world of extreme prices, a new barbecue or smoker is a big investment and doesn't deserve a storage cover on 8 months out of the year. And don't get me started on the wind. When the wind is howling, I find it affects my cook way more than the temperature outside. So if you're planning on grilling, find a sheltered spot, a nice corner behind the house, behind a snowbank, or even in the neighbor's yard. Just don't tell them that I told you that. Let's talk gear, because if you're going to get out here grilling in the cold, you want to make sure you're using the right tools. Now, I know gas grills are convenient. You push a button and boom, but it's winter. They can be about as reliable as your uncle after a few too many holiday drinks. If you want something that can withstand the chill, you might want to consider a high-quality stick burner or pellet grill. They're sturdy, reliable, and can take a beating. Preparation is key. If you think you can just waltz outside and start grilling without a plan, think again. This isn't some casual summer barbecue. This is winter grilling. First, plan your menu. Pick hearty recipes that won't give up on you in the cold. I'm talking about meats like brisket, ribs, sausages that are begging for some low and slow love. These cuts benefit from longer cooking times. Marinate in advance. Get those marinades and rubs ready the night before. Not only does it save you time in the cold, but your meat will soak up all those delicious flavors like a sponge. Trust me, buy into the dry brining process. Organize your workspace. Set up your grilling station. Keep everything within arm's reach to minimize your time outside. The quicker you can get in and out in the cold, the better, and only open the lid when absolutely necessary. Keep ingredients warm. If you can, stash your meats and sides in an insulated cooler or near a heat source. You don't want your sausages to be as cold as the weather. All right, now that we're prepped and ready, let's dive into some winter cooking techniques. Goes without saying, preheat your grill. Give your grill plenty of time to preheat. It might take longer than usual, so plan accordingly. It's like waiting for your coffee to brew, except, with fire. Use a meat thermometer. This is crucial, folks. The cold can mess with your cooking times, so invest in a good digital meat thermometer. It'll save you from the dreaded dried chicken or brisket. Be ready to adjust your cooking times. Expect to add at least 20% more time to your cooking schedule. So if you think you can impress your friends with a perfectly timed barbecue, think again. It probably won't be ready at 5:25. Create a windbreak. If the wind is trying to ruin your barbecue party, use a windbreak, like a tall board, snowbanks, anything you can find to shield your grill. Now, let's get to the fun part, recipes. Here are some of my favorites that will have you feeling like a winter grilling hero. First off, the classic choice, smoked brisket. Rub it down with a mixture of your favorite spices, then smoke it low and slow for several hours. The result? Tender, flavorful meat that'll warm your soul. Obviously, we recommend BBQ Beautiful Brisket Rub. 2. Ribs. Whether you're team baby back ribs or spare ribs, these are perfect for winter grilling. Coat them with some BBQ Beautiful honey heat and get to cooking. 3. Sausages. These are a quick cook and can be made from various different meats, including those game meats. They're like the party crashers of barbecue, quick, easy, and great with any of the sides. For those of you that love the greens, don't forget about the veggies. Skewers of peppers, onions, and mushrooms can add a nice touch to your meal. Marinate them in olive oil, garlic, and herbs for a flavor explosion. Bonus points on flavor if you pulled them out of your own garden. For dessert, try grilling some winter fruits like pineapples or apples. Brush them with honey and cinnamon, and you've got a sweet treat. Get crazy and start experimenting. Now, let's talk sides. Because what's a barbecue without a spread that could make a Thanksgiving dinner jealous? First, one of my favorites, baked beans. A hearty side that complements barbecue beautifully. You can cook them on the grill to soak up those smoky flavors. I like to add our famous homemade bacon in copious amounts. Coleslaw, a refreshing contrast to the rich, fatty meats. Use a vinegar-based dressing for a tangy kick. Your taste buds will thank you. Deviled egg potato salad. This is where having chickens comes in handy with an endless supply of eggs to put in the potato salad. Fries, good old-fashioned fried taters. Buttery corn on the cob. And what about a hot beverage? Warm drinks like toddies, whiskey, or even a hot cider. This can keep everyone cozy while you grill. Nothing says winter barbecue like a little liquid warmth to wash down that smoky goodness. Trust me. Beyond the food, barbecuing in winter is about the experience. Picture this. You're surrounded by friends and family, snow falling gently, laughter in the air, and the smell of grilled meats wafting through the cold, beautiful mountain range backdrop. Of course, winter grilling comes with its challenges. Here are a few to be prepared for. Snow accumulation. Keep an eye out on the buildup on your grill. It can block vents and mess with your cooking. Brush any snow off as it accumulates. Your grill deserves better than a frosty blanket. Cold hands. Use insulated gloves when handling food or tools. Trust me, keeping your hands warm makes the experience infinitely more enjoyable. You don't want to end up like the guy who lost feeling in his fingers because he thought he was tough. Flare-ups. The dry air can sometimes lead to unexpected flare-ups, especially with fatty cuts of meat. Keep a spray bottle of water handy to control the flames if needed, and keep the angle of the smoker downhill to drain any grease if you're using an offset. One of the best parts about winter barbecuing is the sense of community. It's a fantastic way to connect with fellow grilling enthusiasts, share your tips, and to chow down on delicious food. So as we wrap up this episode, I hope you're feeling inspired to keep your smoker cover rolled up on the shelf in your garage and embrace the cold and fire up your grill this winter. Barbecuing in northern Canada's winter climate can be incredibly rewarding, filled with delicious food, good company, and unforgettable memories. Keep in mind, preparation is key. Choose the right equipment, and most importantly, enjoy the process. Winter barbecuing is all about camaraderie and the joy of cooking. preferably while sipping something warm and possibly a little boozy. Today's feature recipe is smoked Thor's hammer or beef shank. Basically, it's called a Thor's hammer due to the appearance of a bone protruding out of a roundish piece of meat that looks like Thor's hammer, and that's where that comes from. Give yourself about 20 minutes for prep, 4 to 24 hours for dry brine, and then the cook time should be roughly 6 to 8 hours on these. Tips for choosing the perfect beef shank for smoking. First and foremost, the quality of the meat. Look for beef shanks that are well marbled with fat. This marbling not only adds flavor, but will ensure that the meat stays moist and tender during the long smoking process. Look for shanks that are bright red in color with a fine texture. Avoid shanks that appear dull or have excessive connective tissue. Choose beef shanks that are approximately 1.5 to 2 pounds each. This is the perfect size and allows for even cooking. Select shanks that are cut into thick slices or whole if possible, as this will retain the most moisture and flavor during smoking. Bone-in beef shanks are ideal for smoking as they add extra flavor to the meat during the cooking process. However, boneless shanks can be used if that's what's available. Just be mindful of adjusting cooking times as boneless shanks may cook slightly faster. Ensure that the beef shanks are fresh. They should not have a sour smell or slimy texture. Fresh shanks will have a clean, beefy aroma and feel firm to the touch. If possible, as always, choose locally sourced beef shanks. By paying attention to these factors, you can select beef shanks that are perfect for smoking, ensuring a flavorful and tender result that embodies the essence of Thor's hammer in your dish. What do you need? Beef shanks, obviously. Size and number is always based on your needs, how many people you're cooking for. Again, make extra. Anything you're smoking, load that smoker up and make extra. They make amazing recipes for days to come and freeze very well. Recommended rub is BBQ Beautiful Base Layer. Get an extremely sharp knife and have your aluminum foil handy. For the spritz, 1 cup beef stock, half a cup brewed black coffee, 2 tablespoons hot sauce, and 2 tablespoons Wersch. If you've been listening to the podcast, I still am not saying that word because I'll butcher it. You know exactly what Wersch is. Directions for the cook. Step 1. Remove the beef shank from its packaging and dry thoroughly with paper towels. Step 2. Trim the beef shank of excess fat. Step 3. Using your favorite rub, season generously. Again, if you want to use a binder, I recommend the mustard with pickle juice to thin the mustard a little bit. I find it's not as necessary to use a binder when you're dry brining your meat, but go ahead if that's what you would like to do. Step 4, place in the fridge uncovered 4 to 24 hours to dry brine. Step 5, set up your smoker for a low and slow cook, 250 to 275. Fill the water pan, and if your smoker doesn't have a water pan, use an aluminum foil pan. Place the beef shank, Thor's hammer, on the pit with the thickest end facing the firebox. Cook for 3 hours without opening the lid. You're going to see a theme in all of my recipes. For the first few hours of a long cook, put the meat on, close the lid, and let the smoke do its thing. Don't even open it for at least 3 hours. Step 8, mix the spritz ingredients in a spray bottle and shake well. Step 9, after those 3 hours, open the lid and spritz. Make sure to refill the water pan at this point if it's running low. This will ensure a humid cooker, keeping the beef shank moist and provide a convection type cooking environment. Close the lid for an additional 2 hours, spritzing the meat every half an hour. Now, at this point, there's 2 options. There's a no wrap option and a wrap option. If you do not want to wrap, close the lid and begin checking the meat every half an hour until an internal temperature of 200 to 203 is reached. This is typically in the range of when the meat will be probe tender and ready to remove from the smoker. Again, it's all rough. Each piece is different. Start probing around 195 and pull it off when it's done to your liking. Option 2, if you do want to do a wrap, pour a small amount of the spritz mixture in tinfoil and double wrap the beef shank until an internal temperature of 200 to 203 is achieved. Now, just for fun, I want to give you a third option, and I think this is going to blow the socks off your guests. Take a big pot and make a batch of baked beans. So have your beans and your sauce and your bacon and your onions and anything you want to put in there, the kitchen sink, baked beans. If you're going to do a wrap, try at that point putting the Thor's hammer into the big pot of baked beans and finishing it while braising in the beans. Put a lid on, let it go, and start checking. It's absolutely delicious. It's probably one of the best Thor's hammers I've ever made. It adds a completely new flavor profile. It's something different. It's one of those things where you experimented and you hit a home run. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Comment if you try that and let me know what you think. Step 10, remove the beef shank from the smoker and let rest for a minimum 1 hour. Again, use your cooler with the meat wrapped in towels or set your oven on the lowest setting and make sure before you put anything in the cooler oven, you've opened that tinfoil and let that temperature come down a little bit to stop the cooking process. So bring it down to roughly 180. Just because you don't want to have that continue to cook in your cooler or your oven and go past the point of being overcooked. Step 11, pull out the bone, shred the meat, and enjoy. For this recipe and many others, visit the BBQ is Beautiful blog at www.bbqbeautiful.ca. Okay, it's time for our barbecue giveaway that we're calling Barbecue Brag to Win. One lucky listener will win some amazing barbecue merch that'll take your outdoor cooking to a whole new level. Whether you're a backyard beginner or a seasoned pit master, this giveaway is going to be for you. So what's up for grabs? First, a BBQ Beautiful bundle. This includes one BBQ Beautiful base layer, honey heat, brisket rub, and a spicy chimney from our lineup of seasonings and rubs. Next, one t-shirt and hat of your choice from the BBQ Beautiful website, www.bbqbeautiful.ca. And of course, there's going to be free shipping. How to enter? First, make sure you're subscribed to the BBQ Beautiful Podcast on your favorite podcast platform. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode or an announcement. Next, connect with us on social media. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok at BBQ Beautiful. Then share our latest episode on your stories or feed, and don't forget to tag us. Use the hashtag Barbecue Brag to Win. BBQ BRAGTOWIN. This way we can easily find your posts. Finally, drop a comment on our giveaway post telling us about your favorite barbecue recipe or share your best barbecue tip, pictures, or videos. And here's the kicker. For each additional entry you want to earn, simply engage with us. Like and share the posts, comment on our episodes, or even send us a voice message with your barbecue questions or stories. The more you interact, the more chances you have to win. So get creative and show us your barbecue. Let's talk about the timeline. You have until the 25th of each month to enter. Mark your calendars because we'll be announcing the first winner on November 29th. You don't want to miss it, and who knows, it could be you. Why are we putting on this giveaway? Well, we want to express our thanks to each and every one of you who tunes in each week. Your support means the world, and this giveaway is our way of giving back to this amazing barbecue community that we're building together. And we really do want to hear from you. So what topics do you want us to cover in future episodes? Are there any barbecue legends or techniques you want us to dive into? Share your thoughts in the comments when you enter the giveaway. This is all about community, and we want to make sure that we're bringing the content you all love. So to recap, subscribe to the podcast, follow us on social, share our latest episode using #BarbecueBrag to win, and comment on our giveaway post. It's that easy. Get excited because this is your chance to elevate your barbecue game with some awesome gear. Good luck to everyone out there, and may the best griller win.